So, Spider-Man was, is, and pretty much has, for the most part, always been, I guess, except for during the Clone Saga, a pretty popular superhero. So, of course, they make a sequel. So, of course, he has Spider-Man 2. And this movie is arguably the best of the original three Spider-Man movies. And, well, let's put. Homecoming isn't out yet at the time of recording, and so let's just put the amazing movies in there too. This one's still better than those. I'll get into that later. I say that a lot through these things. And there's a good reason for that. It's a good sequel, originally original, and subsequent movies just haven't been able to measure up. But I guess we should stop praising it and just get into its plot, shall we? So some time has passed since the first movie, but Peter's life is still the same and kind of in a toilet. He can't really maintain a job too well. His personal relationships are suffering due to his inability to find a balance between his life as well as being a superhero. However, thanks to his best friend Harry, Peter gets a chance to meet daughter Otto Octavius, which is planned to create a fusion power source which will revolutionize energy and make clean energy available for all. Unfortunately, this being a superhero movie, things go horribly wrong, which leads to a major accident, and Dr. Octavius becomes Doc Ock. Now driven mad, by the loss of his family, and in pursuit to continue this dangerous experiment that he believes is not his fault that it failed, it's up to Spider-Man to stop him, while at the same time trying to fix his own life. And deciding if he'll be keeping Spider-Man or not, because that's the plot point that's in this movie. So, first off, this movie gets Doc Ock almost completely perfect. They make him more sympathetic than in the comic book versions, which I guess is okay, because you don't need him to be that much of an asshole as he is in the comics, but still be pretty likable. It does work for what they're going for, but they do really get the base relationship of Peter Parker and Dr. Otto Octavius right. Peter admired Doc Ock before he was Doc Ock, and Doc Ock does a little bit respect Peter because he sees a little bit of himself in Peter. They have, again, they're foils to each other, and that's what led to the Superior Spider-Man comic book story, which is a pretty decent one if you ask me, but some people don't like it. Anyway, there are a number of good moments between him and Peter in this movie, and they're just perfect. They do make Ock his a reflection of Peter in a way. Ock is someone who was in love with the woman who looked better than he was socially awkward and insecure, but he managed to do what Peter didn't, and managed to find the balance between his genius and his life, and managed to get the girl, which is something Peter wants to do. So he sees Ock kind of as a father figure mentor. No one can deny that they did justice to the villain without some of the Green Goblin goofiness that was in the last movie, which, let's just be honest, that was kind of necessary considering how goofy Green Goblin is as a concept, but they did really good job at Doc Ock. Also, that hospital scene. This is where Sam Raimi shows off his horror chops as a horror movie director, and it works. This scene is just great, and it's all practical effects too. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the movie again, because that belongs in a great-ass horror movie. This movie also puts Peter through the emotional ringer, essentially. Every Spider-Man story has to do the moment where Peter almost gives up being Spider-Man. We have the scene where he throws the suit in the garbage and slowly walks away. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This time it kind of doesn't work all the way. It does work enough, which is what I think happens. And this is probably one of the better examples of it happening, but it's still rather cliche to see it happen. Also, J.K. Simmons is a delight, as always, with a good number of moments, including the moment where he thinks he made Spider-Man give up, and where he puts on the costume himself. So this movie does have a few amount of scenes that are really great and a few flaws. Speaking of those flaws, I feel a few characters were kind of a waste. For example, at one point, Mary Jane Watson gets engaged to J. Jonah's son, who I keep forgetting his name, but he really doesn't do much in this movie outside of just be there to be the guy that Peter is jealous of. He's just there to be someone Mary Jane has to leave for Peter. It's a bit of a shame that Werewolf by Night doesn't get as much screen time as he should. And yes, in the comics, J. Jonah's son becomes a guy who's known as Werewolf by Night. And yes, he's a werewolf. Because of moon crystals. Look it up. There's also one point but it's more of a complaint for the sequel Spider-Man 3. And we'll be getting to that movie when we get to it. Overall, I'd say this movie is great. There's so much good, and of course, there's always a little bit of bad that happens with any movie. But what movie can claim to be what movie can claim to be absolutely perfect? Is this the best of the Spider-Man movies? I have to say, so far, yes. But again, Homecoming at time of recording is not out, so we'll have to see if Homecoming can take the throne from this one, or if it'll just be second place. Because everything I've seen about Homecoming makes it look really good. So until next time.